Welcome to John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. We caught a mild January day, so we decided to go on the Wisconsin River with Big Dave.
Fleet Farm presents John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. Fleet Farm, the ultimate fishing headquarters.
Hey, John Gillespie! Hey, John.
Just a big, beautiful fish.
Oh, is that awesome? Holy moly! Oh my God! It's a huge fish! It's a huge fish!
This is amazing.
Who do you got?
Oh my gosh.
Yes, folks, here we are in early January, and do you ever get sick of ice fishing?
I do, once in a while, so this is nice to be back in a boat.
Well, the beauty of the Wisconsin River and the beauty of Big Dave over the last 28 years, he and I have actually been enjoying the river in January and February when it's not frozen, and it's rare that it freezes all the way across.
Yeah, the last couple of years it did, and it was a late start last year and the year before, but I have a funny feeling this is going to stay open all year this year.
Well, Happy New Year to you, buddy, and all the fans are always asking how you're doing with your bad back. Are you actually back guiding?
I did a little bit this fall, and I'm really glad to be back on the water. It's kind of every day's a little bit different, but it's been a pleasure being back on the water a little bit more often.
Now tell the folks what happens in January and February. You get a nice day. There's a lot of walleyes in the river.
Yeah, this is a time when you can usually catch a real good number of fish, but you're going to have to sort through a lot of 14 3/4, 14 1/2.
And who's our buddy with us today?
I got my really good friend Dennis.
Come on up here, Dennis. Yeah, Dennis, it's always a pleasure to have you. Kneel down here, buddy.
Appreciate it. It's a lot better than work.
Okay, buddy. Hey, folks, we'll show what we're using and how we're using it. All of that coming up right after this.
Big news! Introducing Jiffy's new E6 Lightning with clean power. Easy starting with a squeeze of the throttle. Powered by a 6 amp hour lithium battery, along with a high torque motor that delivers superior drilling performance. Reverse drilling makes skimming holes a thing of the past. Jiffy's River Blade has longer life. Night lights offers safe drilling even in the dark. The new Jiffy E6 Lightning has everything covered.
Yeah, what's my favorite series of hubs? The Clam C series shelters work best for us.
Hey, what's our favorite ice hub shelter? The X series from Clam Outdoor.
Choose the hub shelter that's right for you at Clam Outdoors. Pursue the ice.
Hey, welcome back, folks. As we talked about at the top of the program, we're doing some wintertime walleye fishing on the Wisconsin River in the Wisconsin Dells, and we're starting out vertical jigging, and I'm going to keep bottom contact either using a blade bait or a Kastmaster and just vertical jigging. But this time of the year, Big Dave, the live bait can be really the key, right?
They can be a little finicky, but just a split shot and a hook or a jig and a minnow, and even three-way rigs work really well, you know, because then you know you're on the bottom, because most of these fish are within 2 or 3 feet of the bottom.
Hey, look at that, folks. I'll tell you what, that took about 2 minutes, and they got both got walleyes on. Dennis is a small one, and let's see, bring them in, Dennis.
Either, but
and Dave's is a small one. Hold those up together there, guys. But you know what, Dave? This time of the year, you're going to catch tons of fish, right?
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of numbers, and you're going to have to sort through a bunch, but you'll get a few keepers or maybe even a limit if you keep at it.
The minute I went down, Dad.
Oh, look at that. That's not bad.
Yeah.
And hold them up.
Put it on the little Google. You said this is a good eating size, right?
Well,
that's
yeah,
what Dave was saying.
There's a 15-inch size limit here, unfortunately. But, yeah. if you get them right at 15, they're really, really delicious. But
Yeah.
you know, we've been ice fishing, so
Yes,
this
this
is
is nice. And literally the minute I went down,
This one feels a little bit better.
Let's see. Well, we do have a net with us. And what do you got there, buddy?
Oh, a little nicer walleye.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
little
That's
better.
pushing 15 or getting close anyway.
Getting close.
But Dave, you know, one thing that you've been telling me for many, many years, you've loved those Eagle Claw Aberdeen hooks.
Yeah, these gold hooks are just the, you know, I've been using them for 30 years with you, John, and sometimes the simpler the better. But what I like about them so much is they pick up a little bit of the glare in the dark water, stained water. But also, if you get a snag, you can straighten them out and just push them back with your thumb.
Yeah.
And you're right back at it again.
Not bad. And did you know, buddy, that Eagle Claw is the only hook manufactured in the United States, too?
Well, that's the only hook anybody should use then, as far as I'm concerned.
Dennis, you are getting hot up there, pal. You gonna need the net for that guy? Let's see here.
Staying down there, that's a good sign.
Yeah, it's a good fish.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
There's a good eater.
Is that a legal one, Dave?
Yeah.
Nicely done, Dennis. But that's the cool thing, as you said before, Dave, what you do is weed through these.
Yeah, you got to sort through a few, but
And a pretty good chance you're going to get your limit, right?
absolutely.
But you're going to catch a lot of fish. Hey, Dennis, you were supposed to be with your in-laws today. What are you doing with us?
Well, you know, it's not that I wanted to be with you, John. It's just that you called and it sounded important that I be here, so.
Hey, David, there you go,
Yeah,
buddy.
I think this one's a
Let's
little
see.
heavier, John. Let's hope it's another keeper. It feels like it.
Well, hey,
Oh, yeah, there's a nice one. There's one.
I'll
for
tell
that's
you
a
frying
what,
nice
pan.
buddy.
one.
Dennis
too, huh?
Hey, you guys
Doubler.
got them going.
Yeah,
up
we
there,
got him on
man.
the minnows, John. We might have to talk you into switching.
I just missed one
Well,
too.
oh, there he is, Dennis.
Well, it's not bad.
No, that's not a bad walleye right there. Hey, when you're catching fish one after another like
Yeah,
this,
this
man,
is fun.
it is fun.
They're thick too, though. They're,
And
these,
Dave, do
these
the,
fish are so healthy.
all different sizes travel together?
Yeah, well, they all travel together, but they're not always biting. It seems like these little ones are like teenagers. They'll bite all day long. They're always hungry, but a lot of times early and late you get the bigger ones. Another one,
right
huh?
after that doubleheader.
Oh, what do you got there?
Oh, that's a sucker.
No, that is not a sucker. That is a sauger.
A sauger.
Now, can you show why there's a difference there?
Yeah, the color.
The color, they
Yep.
got the splotches on the side,
Yeah.
and then they got the spots on the dorsal fin there. See, point to the dorsal fin. That's the one in the back. And you can see those spots, folks.
Yeah.
And
They're
as the
mixed
winter
in.
goes on here, folks, there's a big influx of saugers that come in from Lake Wisconsin, and you can get some
And they're
beauties.
mixing with the walleyes.
Tastes just like the walleyes.
Oh, yum.
I'll tell you what, David, that wind started blowing. It's getting a little chilly out
Yeah,
here. I'm going to have to put on my top coat. You need a net, Dennis?
The net.
Net? You need the net?
Keeper.
Oh, that's a nice fish.
That's a nice
there we
fish
go.
there,
Dennis
Dennis.
is hot on the keeper walleyes
Yeah, he's
today.
getting all the bigger ones.
Hey, Dave, you know, I think one rule of thumb, and Dennis, hold him up right in front of Dave, if you would there. One rule of thumb for folks coming is look for the deep holes in the river this time of year.
Yeah, this time of year, the water's actually warmer on the bottom in the deeper holes, and that's where most of your bait fish are, and that's where you're going to catch your fish.
And that, folks, is a delicious walleye.
That's perfect eating size there.
Man, I'll tell you,
Another
this is
one,
fast
John.
fishing,
They're just
isn't
one
it?
right after another,
I
aren't
mean,
they?
it really is incredible, Dave.
Another
Oh,
sauger.
yeah, there, now,
Look how pretty that
that
sauger is.
is cool. Now, Blake and I talked about it before, but that one is real distinct.
Isn't
so,
it really pretty?
Yeah,
This
explain-
one's hanging out in wood. These things are like chameleons, John. When you catch them out of the sand, they're real light colored.
Right.
And this one, there's some wood in the water here, and but you can see they had the splotches on the sides instead of the perch-like stripes, and then they got the spots on the dorsal fin.
I finally listened to you, buddy.
You got tired of
I
watching?
put on one of those Eagle Claw hooks and a split shot. Ooh, there we go, David. Look at that.
Ooh, that's a
There's
bigger
definitely
one.
an eater. Good
That
job,
is
John.
definitely an eater. And folks, this couldn't get any simpler, and that's a sauger, by the way. You can see that Eagle Claw hook there, and Dave and I have been doing this for years, just using a split shot on there like that, and just kind of bouncing that off the bottom. But I do believe what you're saying, those Eagle Claw hooks like that are gold, that attracts them. Well, it's obvious today, Dave, that these fish prefer the live bait over the blade baits and that. But what you're doing here is using the Minn Kota to keep us vertical. And what we're doing, folks, with that Eagle Claw Gold hook is just kind of bouncing that off the bottom real lightly, hardly moving your rod tip. And I'm amazed, Dave, at how aggressive these fish bite. Does that happen all winter?
They can be. When it gets real cold, they'll be a little bit more lethargic. But there are times during the day, and it has a lot to do with the moon phases, where they'll hit just like it's the middle of summer, they'll hit so hard.
You know, I don't care. I love ice fishing, folks. But take a break and be able to do this in January is cool. Look at that, Dave.
That's a nice one.
They sure are pretty.
Yeah, you know, Blake, come on over
Now,
here.
see,
You know,
that's a resident fish. It's got a little yellower belly.
Okay.
And those lake fish are just bright white, and they'll have real white tips out of their fins. But
and I'm dead hooking those minnows, folks, so you can use the same minnow a couple different times.
Breaking news from Fleet Farm. Here's a great deal. Ice Armor Edge, cold weather parka, or bibs. The low Fleet Farm price, just $127.49. You're saving 25%.
Oh, look at this guy.
Live bait's feeling, oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah.
See, that's got a little more yellowish tint to you. So notice that, John?
Yeah, see, now what Dave is talking about, folks, is the yellow tint here, and that means these fish live in the Wisconsin River.
Fish.
And downriver from here is Lake Wisconsin, and that has a great sauger walleye population too. When do those fish start moving upriver?
The bigger influx comes in February and March on the males, and then the large females usually come up that last week of March and the first week of April, then they'll spawn.
Ooh, finally I got one.
Well, I'll tell you, yeah, keep a tight line on him. Let's see, here he comes, and
I forgot
not too bad.
Yeah.
You know what's so cool about this,
It's a nice walleye.
Yeah, this is the perfect place to bring our grandkids.
Oh yeah, it's super easy to teach them, super fun, vertical jigging, you know, it's super easy, and I think they would love it.
We were fishing the Wisconsin River in Wisconsin Dells, a 2-hour drive from Milwaukee, 2.5 hours from Chicago, and 3.5 hours from Minneapolis.
A brand new exciting tungsten jig out by Acme Tackle this coming winter, the Google Eye Tungsten Jig. Two things I love about this jig is it has a built-in glass rattle that puts off noise and vibration that'll trigger all types of different panfish. The second unique feature about it is the glass rattle looks like a real eyeball. A lot of times when you're fishing panfish in the wintertime, they will come up on it and stay back 2, 3, 4 inches from your jig and stare at it. This is going to give it a realistic profile and seal the deal on your next ice fishing trip. Check them all out at acmetackle.com.
Over time, there's always been this game of nip and tuck with professional shallow water guides, balancing weight with power. With the new 140 G2, now I have an inline 3-cylinder that will still allow me to float in less than 10 inches of water. The bonus is I've got all the power and torque I want now, and I've got way more speed than I deserve.
For 2019, Acme's expanding their tungsten jig series. We have a brand new hammered finish series. 3 colors, gold plated, chrome plated, and copper plated. What I love about these jigs, they throw off a lot of flash. Check them all out at acmetackle.com.
Another double header.
The Gillespies are lighting it up.
Oh, yeah.
Gillespies. Oh, I got a sauger.
That's not terrible.
What'd you get?
A small walleye, and you got a nice sauger there.
Yeah, we switched off.
And you know what's interesting? We were talking to Big Dave before about how cool this wintertime bite is.
Yeah.
You look for this deep water, we're actually fishing anywhere between 28 and 22 feet of water.
And you said it's just sand down there, right? No weeds or anything like that?
No, you don't lose any baits or anything like that. And I'm just dead hooking that that minnow on that Eagle Claw Gold hook. So pretty sauger. Dave, these saugers are just beautiful.
Aren't they beautiful fish? They're so clean out of here now.
Yeah. Blake and I are just taking the hooks out of the 2 we caught. And Dennis, come on, hurry up, get them in there, Dennis. Not too bad. Dave, like Blake and I were saying, what a great spot to take people that want to learn how to catch
Exactly.
walleyes.
And like I said, it doesn't get any simpler than this. And if you miss one, so what? You get another one 10 minutes later.
Boy, that just hits the bottom, folks, and it's immediate. Look at that. I mean, and look at that. I mean, I'm catching 4 or 5 fish on one minnow.
Right.
So, Dave, it really doesn't matter if you dead hook the minnows?
No, when they're really biting like this, it doesn't matter if that minnow's alive or dead. Sometimes you do better on dead minnows. But no, when they're piled up in here, it's a lot of fun, and you can hook them any way you want to hook them. You're just tearing them up on that gold hook, John.
Here he is. Oh, there's a nice sauger, Dave.
All right, there's definitely. Whoa.
That is a beautiful sauger, gang,
just by the hair of his chinny chin chin.
There we go. I mean, and that is a legal fish right there, folks. And Dave, it's not. Oh, what is it, Dennis?
Dennis, that's a good one.
There we go. Dennis just caught a walleye. No, get up here with Big Dave, folks, and enjoy this, because if you haven't caught walleyes before, this is a one after the other deal.
We caught how many in how many hours?
I'll bet you between the 4 of us,
yeah,
we got to have 40 walleyes already, and we've been out 2 hours.
Yeah, this is insane. This is a lot of fun.
Hey, John, you and Blake are just tearing them up back there.
Oh, look at this, Dave. There.
Oh, there's a keeper sauger.
Yeah, these are.
These saugers are just enough bigger, a little bit bigger than the walleyes right now.
And it is. There's no other place in the state. Well, maybe the Mississippi River, but Lake Wisconsin and the Wisconsin River here in the Dells, where you can get quality saugers. I mean, it is incredible.
Dennis has one on too. Oh, wait, a little baby.
Look at Dennis. Just lift him in there, Dennis. Come on, he's not that big, buddy. That's actually a nice sauger. But Dave,
there's a keeper.
Sometimes you got to be worried about ice chunks coming down the river, huh?
Yeah, it gets pretty thick, and a lot of times it'll. I've had it where it's actually suspended underneath the water about a foot or 6 inches where you don't see it. There's one finally.
Ooh, that's actually a nicely built walleye, Dave.
Oh,
there you go, man. Hey, I'll tell you what, Dave.
There you go.
I think, we've only been fishing, I just looked at the clock, 3 hours. We stay out here all day. We could get our limit of 20.
Yeah, this is a keeper here.
Yeah.
Nice one. And perfect eating size.
I tell the folks, I keep trying blade baits and plastics.
Yeah, all they want is that gold hook and a split shot. Even the jigs, they don't want to touch the jigs. But that's perfect eating size right there. That's a beautiful fish, and they are so clean.
Ooh, I got one too.
Ooh, look at that.
Nice.
There you go, Blake.
Yeah, I was just saying, because you're trying the plastics, and they seem to really like the still moment of the little twitch of the minnow. Barely just moving it on the bottom.
Taking a break in the fishing, folks, I'm really, really excited. We have a new sponsor joining us in 2020, Eagle Claw Hooks. And Mike, I've been using Eagle Claws since I was 7 years old. And you guys have been making Eagle Claws since when?
1925.
And you know what I'm proud of? We are the only hook,
manufactured in the United States.
So you build all your hooks in Colorado?
That's right in Denver, Colorado. All the hooks are made there.
Well, I think what I'm excited about over the next year is we're going to show how we use Eagle Claw for a lot of different species, right?
Correct. I mean, we make hooks for panfish all the way to saltwater hooks.
And what makes our hook so good?
We have the best points in all of our hooks, the sharpest hooks out there, and it's American steel made by American workers.
That's really exciting, and again, I want to welcome you to the show for 2020. And folks, we're going to be doing a lot of tips over the course of the year on how to use the right hook for the right species, right?
Exactly. Up here in the Midwest and the upper Midwest, we have all the hooks that will cover all the different types of fishing.
Well, got 2 in a row there for a change. Haven't been doing my part. This one feels a little better.
David. Oh boy, I'll tell you what, man. Since we moved from the original spot, these fish have certainly been running a lot larger.
Right.
I mean, they're all not legal. That one's probably
No, this one's probably a half inch short, but we've been, and especially the saugers, they seem to be bigger than the walleyes we're catching, which is unusual, but boy, it's just a lot of fun. I mean, your hands get cold, just drop it down to the bottom and wait for the rod to bend, and you'll get another one.
Dennis, how many walleyes you caught today?
50.
A lot. That is incredible.
You need the net, Dennis?
Numbers-wise. Oh, that's not too bad. But Dave, seriously, looking at the clock, we've been out here approximately 3 hours. I bet you we caught 50 walleyes.
Oh, we got more than 50. We each caught over 10, so there's 5 of us in the boat, but speak of the devil, you got another one on there.
No, it's got to be pushing
I would
that
say
50
it's
mark.
probably more like 60. There's a nice
There we go. Look at that. And again, folks, that minnow, just using a dead minnow down there, I'll use the same minnow and catch another one.
Ooh, I'm just relaxing, sitting back here.
You know, it's fun though when they.
Ooh, that's a nice one. Ooh,
that
nice.
is a nice sauger.
Yeah.
That really is. And I don't know if you've noticed, if we don't get a bite for a while, Dave just moves the boat a little bit.
Yeah, does time of day matter today or on days like this?
You know, not really.
No?
I mean, we got here, we started fishing at 8:30. It's noon right now, and we've caught fish straight through.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Sometimes, you know, Big Dave, and I'll ask him this, right at dark and after dark, for an hour after dark, can be good for bigger fish, right, Dave?
Once it gets dark, that's when walleyes primarily are feeding. These are fish that are just hitting here willy-nilly when they're primarily a night-biting fish, and that last hour of the day can be phenomenal, or even an hour after.
You're really hungry, aren't you?
I'm always hungry, John.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dave, Johnsonville really has you covered for a really good, quick snack. They have now the Johnsonville Flame Grilled Sausage. And what they do the grilling for you at the factory. They even got grill marks on them. I mean, they do everything right there. All you got to do is pop them into the microwave for 45 seconds, and you have a grilled brat. Now, they come in 3 flavors. We have the Flame Grilled Sweet Spicy Sausage, regular Italians, and the regular Johnsonville brats.
That's that sweet Italian. That's delicious.
And you like the casing on
Absolutely.
there? That's like a yeah, it is outstanding. And folks, look for the Flame Grilled Johnsonvilles at your favorite grocer today.
The Fleet Farm John Gillespie's Waters and Woods 2020 fishing contest is underway. To enter is simple. Just snap a picture of your trophy catch and go to any Fleet Farm store to pick up an entry blank, or go to fleetfarm.com to download an entry blank. I go to Fleet Farm every week to find the hot new deals. Check out what I found this week. 2-person ice shelter on sale for $99.99, saving $30. And new RAPALAs for 2020. Size 14 down deep husky jerk on sale for $5.99. And size 7 shad dancer on sale for $6.99.
Folks, taking a break in the fishing, it's always fun to introduce products that'll really, really help you out. This is the Johnson Pump Portable Aeration System, and what is really cool about this, it keeps your minnows really alive. Listen to this. I mean, that is like having a bait shop on the water. And you know something, Wes? Our competitors just put bubbles into the water. We actually are providing oxygen.
Correct. We're forcing oxygen down in the water, which gives the bait oxygen, and it also removes the CO2, allowing the bait to take in that oxygen, which keeps them alive and lively.
What I like too is a lot of times will transport large amounts of bait a long distance. So this can be put on a cooler system or in your boat.
Yeah, John, I'm not handy at all, and in less than an hour, I converted this clam bucket into a complete bait well for my minnows that I was able to fish and sit on. So it was great.
And I like your power system on here too, right?
Yeah, so we're not operating on D batteries. We're actually operating on a 12-volt battery that is rechargeable. The D batteries can cost up to $5 a day to run. It gets really expensive for the guys running the bubbler systems.
Now again, I want folks to see this and hear this. I mean, that is actually incredible. That is like walking into a regular bait shop.
It is. It not only is putting oxygen in, but it's also circulating the water, which in ice fishing will keep it from freezing in a regular bucket.
And what do we say all the time? Get Johnson pumped!
Folks, guess what? We're giving away a Humminbird Ice Helix 7 Chirp GPS G2 all season. The Ice Helix 7 has built-in GPS, built-in mapping, and dual spectrum chirp. And when the ice fishing season is over, you can easily transfer your Helix 7 onto your boat. To enter is simple. Just go to facebook.com/Gillespie Fishing. Good luck, everyone.
Dave.
Oh, there you go.
That's so cool. They're just hanging on, and here you go. That's not a bad sauger.
Hey,
right
nice
there.
sauger, John.
Folks,
it's
I'll tell you
amazing
what.
that these saugers are bigger than the walleyes today.
Yeah. I actually put 2 minnows on because they were smaller fatheads, Dave.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes that works.
It does, absolutely.
You know, but you know, folks, get up and enjoy this. I mean, seriously. I mean, we're pushing 75, 80 fish in a half. Bring the kids, yeah.
Oh, there's one, John. Boy, they slowed down quite a bit, haven't they?
Well, I'll tell you what, Dave, when you catch that many fish in 3 hours, I think we're going to call it a day, buddy. But you know what? In
Another nice
retrospect,
sauger.
I got to tell you something. This is like the old days. I mean, the numbers of fish, and we got 10 beautiful legals.
Yeah, and we lost 4 or 5 legals right at the boat because they were just hanging on to the minnow. But
so folks can call you, right? If you forgot.
Yeah, like I said, it's kind of touch and go. But if I can get out, I'll get out and just watch the weather and come up. And even if you can't fish with me, come up and catch them. It's going to be a really great year. We had a really great hatch last year, and this is the best fishing I've seen for these small, for this time of year in probably 10 years.
Big Dave Ehardt guides the Wisconsin River on a daily basis. For more information, call Big Dave at 414-803-7160, 414-803-7160. I fish the Great Lakes, the small lakes of northern Wisconsin. What I love about the Recon is the amount of fishing space that I have, the way it gets on plane, the way it rides in big waves. It's just a great all-around boat.
They get up on plane quick, and you don't deal with porpoising like you do in a lot of other boats. These boats run flat.
This boat is so stable. You can have 3 or 4 guys on one side of the boat, man, and it is just perfectly stable.
These boats are designed by fishermen. Big space in the back here where I always fish, and then 2 up fishing in front. A lot of room up there as well.
And the great thing, the Recon is considerably less expensive than other boats in its class. To custom design your own Recon boat, go to reconboats.com.
Oh, Pete, I'm getting too old for this.
So, John, you haven't heard of Brian's Custom Steps?
Oh, Pete, those are awesome. How can I get a set?
Yeah, I love these big no-slip platforms, and they're made right here in Wisconsin.
For more information on Brian's Custom Steps, call 920-315-0333.
From catching fish to catching up with friends, Fleet Farm has everything you need for ice fishing. Whether it's improve your odds season, now that's a trophy season, or even catch your limit and eat it too season. There's a reason people say, if Fleet Farm doesn't have it, you don't need it. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
At Jiffy, we pride ourselves at being #1 in developing the best propane drills on the ice. Patented proven performance is Jiffy's vision for the future, and from where we stand, the future looks pretty darn sweet. Jiffy, we put the world on ice.
You know, Blake, we just kept enough walleyes and saugers for the family for a good meal. And I'll tell you what, there aren't too many places in the United States in the middle of winter that you can go out and catch, what, 70, 80 walleyes in a half day?
That is incredible. It was like, what, 4 hours today?
A lot of fun.
Yes,
folks,
it was.
That is our show for today. Please join us next week. I don't know where we're going to fish yet. We will find a place somewhere. Until then, I'm John Gillespie.
And I'm Blake Gillespie.
Hoping to see you enjoying John Gillespie's Waters and Woods.
Hey, John Gillespie. This is me and everything done, yeah. Ding, 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 ding.